Today, I want to share with you my journey with gestational diabetes. This is a condition that develops during pregnancy, and I was recently diagnosed with it after failing my 1-hour glucose tolerance test. Hey, it's Morgan, and welcome to the Passable Parent channel. I've been a pediatric nurse for the past 10 years, specializing in early childhood development. And I'm also a mom of 2. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss out on any future videos. And make sure to comment down below if you have any questions. I love to hear from all of you. Thank you so much for your support. At first, I was in shock. I felt guilty and responsible for my diagnosis, and I was worried about the potential health risks to myself and my baby. As a pediatric nurse, I've known about and helped others with gestational diabetes, but now the tables had turned, and I can truly empathize with anyone who's received the diagnosis. This is my second pregnancy, and unfortunately, I also had gestational diabetes in my first pregnancy. So, although it was less shocking this time around, the diagnosis initially made me feel all the same feelings of fear and disappointment. But with my background in healthcare and from learning even more about gestational diabetes, I realized that it's not my fault and that there are steps I can take to actually manage my condition, just like I did in my first pregnancy. I can have a second, very healthy baby, and I want to share all my tips and tricks with you. With the help of my healthcare providers, I developed a treatment plan that includes eating healthy, regular physical activity, and continuous glucose monitoring. Through these things, I have been able to completely control my gestational diabetes without the need for insulin or diabetic medication. And I want to share with you some tips and tricks I've learned along the way to help you if you're also going through the same thing. First, I want to stress the importance of healthy eating. Sadly, pregnancy is not really eating for 2. It's important to eat nutrient-dense foods that will help control my blood sugar levels. I make sure to include plenty of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains in my diet. Part of my care plan included meeting with a dietitian to develop a diet for myself to manage my gestational diabetes and blood sugar levels. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and check out my video on what to eat when you have gestational diabetes. Second, regular physical activity is also key. I used to think that pregnancy meant being confined to a couch, but that's not true either. I try to stay active by going for walks, doing prenatal yoga, and even swimming. Finally, the Freestyle Libre continuous glucose monitor is also a part of my treatment plan, which I plan to go over with you a little later in this video, so make sure to stick around to learn about how you can avoid all those needle sticks almost altogether. For those of you who need medication to control your gestational diabetes, you may also need to take insulin shots to help your blood sugar regulate. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world, but it's a small price to pay for the health of yourself and your baby. I want to stress that gestational diabetes is not something to be ashamed of. It's a common condition, and it's also very manageable. And I hope that by sharing my journey, I can empower other women who may be going through the same thing. Remember, you're not alone, and we can do this together. Pregnancy is a special time for expecting mothers, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. One of the most important things to keep in mind during pregnancy is monitoring those blood sugar levels, especially when you have this diagnosis of gestational diabetes. Gestational diabetes affects around 9% of pregnant women, and it is a condition that can lead to serious complications for both mom and baby if left untreated. Gestational diabetes occurs when the body is unable to produce enough insulin to meet the increased demands of pregnancy. Traditionally, monitoring blood sugar levels during pregnancy meant frequent finger pricks and keeping track of the results in a journal, but now there's an even better way. The Freestyle Libre is a continuous glucose monitor that eliminates the need for painful finger pricks. It's a small sensor that is worn on the back of the upper arm and measures glucose levels in the interstitial fluid through a small filament that is inserted just under the skin. It's then connected to a handheld reader, which is actually your cell phone, and it displays the glucose level in real time. This gives a more complete picture of glucose levels throughout the day, allowing for more effective adjustments to diet and insulin if you need insulin therapy. It also will prompt you if it's unsure and needs you to double check your blood sugar with a finger stick. But again, monitoring blood sugar levels is just one piece of the puzzle. It's important for a pregnant woman with gestational diabetes to follow a healthy diet and exercise regimen to help keep her diabetes under control and maintain a healthy weight. Close monitoring and management of blood sugar levels can help prevent those serious complications and ensure a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby. For me, with the Freestyle Libre, monitoring my blood sugar level has never been easier or more convenient. So if you also are pregnant and have gestational diabetes, talk to your doctor about how the Freestyle Libre can help you have a healthy pregnancy. And through insurance, this device only costs me $20 every 2 weeks, The Lancets and the traditional monitor actually was more money than that. So it ended up being more cost effective for me to go with a continuous monitor and gave a better picture overall of my blood sugar levels. So that's something to really consider, especially if you have health insurance when you're weighing out your options. You can potentially pay less money for this monitor and have to do less finger sticks. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and advice on gestational diabetes and pregnancy, and all things early childhood development and giving your baby the best start possible. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.